He is Superman. He's the name on the title of the movie.
You're about to step foot into the role of celebrity menswear stylist Evan Simonich for the next month, dressing none other than
David Corenswet. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Manly Things.
Right
Podcast. We're talking men's fashion. And today, we're going to give you a little
Whoa.
Are you going to?
No, I'm not going to do anything except for pick your brain because there's something really, really important coming up.
There is.
That is your birthday coming up?
Nope.
Okay, not your birthday.
Half birthday.
Birthday. Your half birthday is coming up, which prompts me to ask you the question because you've asked all of us before filming.
Yeah.
What's your 5-star film?
Can I throw 2 out there?
We'll do 3 because we got 4 people in the room.
4 people, yeah.
We got a little time.
I'm going to say Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. All in one. I think it's all one movie. Okay. And About Time with Dom Gleason and Rachel McAdams. I'm a rom-com guy. To me, if that movie's on at some point, I'll watch it from front to back. If I see it on a plane, I'm going to watch it. That's my all-time favorite movie.
You want to ask me?
What's your 5-star movie?
I got 3.
Go ahead.
1. What did I say before this? 1 Hour Photo, starring Robin Williams.
Oh my God. Okay.
2, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
3, Big Fish.
Love Big Fish.
One of
Great
my
one.
favorite films.
Sam?
5-star film, Sam.
5-star films. What do you got?
I'll give you like 2 top. I'll give you 2 random ones.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to do the whole, name my top, but the one that made me fall in love with movies in general was, Wes Anderson was like the person that made me fall in love with everything when I was young and impressionable. Moonrise Kingdom was huge for me, but Rushmore is my 5-star Wes Anderson movie. And then also I recently rewatched Fargo, and that movie is definitely a 5-star movie as well.
What do you think about the Phoenician Report?
Phoenician Scheme.
I
haven't seen it.
BDT.
Lucas saw it, right?
What didn't you like about it?
It was trying too hard to be funny.
Interesting. I don't know if I agree, but I can't necessarily defend its comedy.
And I can't defend myself because I saw an hour of it.
Good point. Good point.
5-star movie, yeah.
5-star movie. Can I use this time to do my Letterboxd top 4? I've always wanted to do this.
Please.
Okay.
Wait. Tell everyone where to go find Lucas.
Lucas.Cavanagh for anything and everything, TV and film. It's my favorite page on Instagram and TikTok.
I'm always getting plugged on this show. All right. I this is my current top 4 on Letterboxd. But right now I have Network, The Panic in Needle Park, Terms of Endearment, and Streetwise.
I'm sorry. Is Streetwise a documentary?
It's a documentary.
So that's your favorite. Okay. I got you. Okay.
One of my favorite documentaries.
Wild.
Wise. Okay. Gotta look it up. Thank you, Lucas.
One more doc to bring up. American Movie. Watch American Movie.
Okay.
Oh, neither
Where
of you
is
seen
it? Streaming platform?
It's probably on Amazon or whatever. But that movie's fucking killer.
My name is Evan Simonich, celebrity menswear stylist.
Wow, we're just getting into this. My name is Sally John. I'm a voiceover actor, and I just did bleep this out.
Yeah. What do we know when that's coming out, or that'll be a fall situation?
Probably in like winter, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I like the outfit today. We've got we're kind of going all like black and grungy a little bit.
It's been a while since I've been here, and I felt like I wanted to
I
change it up a lot.
Do you do shorts with the boots a lot?
I more so put my Margiela Tabby cowboy boots.
Of course.
I do them with shorts because I think that they add a little bit more of an anchor at the bottom.
Okay.
But I felt like trying something new with my square-toed Guidi back zips, which I just picked up from Pasquale's.
Yeah.
The nails were coming out, and they put pads on the heel. Therefore, I don't feel the nails anymore.
Nice.
Thanks, Pasquale's. You're the greatest. Bomba socks. I haven't changed them since last week.
Still rolling down.
I fucking hate them. Then I have these oversized and like Limp Bizkit style cargo shorts. They're not cargo shorts. Denim shorts from Carhartt. Work in progress. Then I have this T-shirt from Glass Cypress. It's a rooster, and it says "one big cock." It's not true on my end. And then I have this toque from Urban Outfitters, and these sunglasses are Matsuda.
When you say toque,
It's the Canadian word for beanie.
Got you.
You know this. I said this like 3 weeks ago, dude.
Sorry. Just a refresher.
Get with
For the
the
new listeners,
program.
full outfit today from our boy Tommy at Moth Food. Just visited him this past week for our boy Skylar Gisondo. Some cool stuff coming out for the Superman stuff. We just fit him for. And good Wrangler shirt. Tommy knows that whenever I come in, he's going to put out the Wrangler kind of oversized shirt. And got a cool crop to it. I don't know who did this, but thank you for doing it. And these Carhartt pants, I think, are actually kind of dope. My new summer pants. I got these Nike Cortezes from Undefeated because the Nike Cortezes, I think, are back. $90, super cheap and comfortable. And I didn't know what Wranglers. I'm like, I wear Wranglers on a daily basis. What can I do? And so like, these are the perfect summer pants.
I had the same exact pair of pants. The Moody Cowboy is a vintage shop in Portland.
Okay.
When I was big on TikTok, they would send me some pieces, and they literally sent me the knee vent, double knee Carhartt, 3 sizes too small.
Oh,
so it's nice to see them on person.
Dude, so good. When I got them, they had a huge tear. I put them on. I was like, I was gonna wear them that day, and they had a huge hole right down the crotch. Nutsack would have been hanging out. So luckily, I took them to Milton Eddy's, and they fixed it like in 2 days.
How was your time with Skylar Gisondo?
So good. Super pumped for the movie. Has not seen it. That he's gonna wait till the LA premiere to see it. The manager for Skylar and David has seen the movie, and I think everyone should feel good about.
Get your tickets now,
get your
baby.
Tickets. Please.
www.fandango.com/Superman.
On IMAX. Go to IMAX and see it. Are we getting sick of David yet or no? We're seeing him a lot on TVs and billboards.
I'm over him.
I'm his
over him.
biggest clout chaser online. It's crazy. Every other week I'm posting like, hey, what's up? I'm Sally John and I know David Corenswet from high school. I'm curious after bringing up your time with Skylar.
Yes.
And I think that I kind of want to lead this episode and focus on, you.
Okay.
I got a lot of questions for you because this may be the most important job of your career.
Yeah. I agree.
Maybe.
What's funny because I've had obviously Chris and Liam do stuff over the past couple of years, but I feel like everyone already knows who that person is. So I feel like
this is a really interesting concoction of like firsts.
Yeah.
We're getting a new Superman with an actual personality. We're getting David Corenswet as Superman, which is what literally everybody has been waiting for.
Was that a dig? Was that a dig at our boy?
At Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And it's also your first big time press tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, right?
No, in terms of like, but I think that's what helps. I guess with clout and with getting David's permission to help with all this is he's kind of relied on me for just an outlook with all the campaigns that he had. I've been there before. I've done all this stuff before. So I'm like, hey, you're going to be doing this, pack this. You're going to be doing this, get ready for this. So I've kind of been a voice in his head just to give him advice on what's going to happen.
Do you think that when he's standing in his closet at home, he like channels you and you actually sort of start coming out?
No, if you, I mean, you know him
if
pretty
you
well.
see him dress on a regular basis.
I know, but you know him pretty well where it's like, he's going to do what he wants to do.
Yes.
So I think but he
does consider the thought.
100%. I think that's what I was going to say. I think that voice might be there and he'll be like, nah, I want to
fuck
wear
you.
this. I want this, right? Yeah.
So question, and I know you've mentioned this years ago on the podcast because we've been running for a little over 2 years, I think. How did you and David get connected?
So the publicist that represent him now, called me up one day, and I remember where I was. I was at like a weird hotel in Nashville, and they're like, "Hey, we got a guy who's about to be the face of this Ryan Murphy show, The Politician. If Superman were to ever cast someone, he would be the perfect guy for it." And this was like a pipe dream. No one ever thought this was going to happen.
Pie in the sky, actually.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And I looked him up. I was like, "Yeah, this is a really good looking dude." Yeah. And initially, the one, what was the movie way back when he was in?
We're not allowed to talk about it.
So I looked him up. That image was the one that came up. I was like, yeah, he's a good looking dude, like all American guy. Yeah, whatever, sure.
Literally all American.
But yeah, and I said yes to the job, and it was just like a Netflix content shoot. And I remember being in this. I remember talking to him on the phone. I remember exactly where I was with all these weird things. I feel like those people that are important to you in your life, you remember everything that coincides with it. So I remember where I was when I first talked to him on the phone, and I remember naming brands. I was like, okay, let me know what are your favorite brands? And he kept on saying like, he's like, I don't know. I was like, LL Bean, Eddie Bauer. Like, I was like, okay, this guy's like different.
Tommy Bahamas, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, cool. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have like a whole bunch of stuff in front of you, whether it be like All Saints, Paul Smith Van, and like just people I knew I could get for him. And he's like, yeah, sure, like it all sounds good. But I was like treating it like a conversation, and I feel like that's how I am as a stylist, is just treating people like human beings, And so I guess he took kindly to it, and he hired me for it. I remember the first time walking in, he had this like glitter on him because like Ryan Murphy does this like just to get like skin popping on him. And I was like, good God, because he had like longer hair, clean shaven. That David is a strikingly handsome, good looking.
The medium cut.
Yeah, it's really good, especially clean shaven. He's got such a strong jawline. And so I was like, God, I'm gonna hitch my wagon to this dude because he's got it going on. So
yeah. So fast forward, we've done several things: The Politician, Hollywood, X, Pearl.
Yeah.
All the.
But
other
if you think
things.
about, a lot of that stuff is through COVID, right? So like some of these things were about to pop off, and some kind of got hit by that. So in terms of press, would you say he's a household name as of right now?
No, not at all.
Right. Which is great for him.
I haven't been recognized on the street, which means he's not a household name.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
I actually was recognized once in the last 2 weeks.
For the podcast?
No, for being David's friend.
Oh, sick. Okay, cool.
Are you David's friend online?
Sure.
God, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good way to go by life. Yeah.
You're about to step foot into the role of celebrity menswear stylist Evan Simonich for the next month, dressing none other than
David Corenswet.
Mr.
Superman. We're going on a worldwide press tour. We're literally flying around the world over the next 10 days.
Can you list the places?
I can, yeah. We're going to Manila. Stop in Manila. So the first time you see him,
shout out the Philippines.
This episode,
favorite place.
Yeah, I think so too. This episode will air kind of right. We're in the middle of it if we wanted to. Manila. We go to Rio. From Manila to Rio de Janeiro, and I'm actually very excited. I've been to Sao Paulo, which was fine. Rio along the water, I hear nothing but good things about that. Then we'll come back to LA, go to London, come back to LA for the premiere, which will be big, and then New York for talk show. So
you're gonna have some challenges on this big world tour that you're going on.
I'll be honest with you, if you would ask me like back in like January, February, I would have told you, man, I'm really nervous about it.
Back in February when we had the boy on the show, if you're interested, check out Manly Things episode.
Which one?
The one that with David's face on the thumbnail. Check that one out.
Yeah.
At the very end of it.
Oh, when the trailer launched.
Yeah. At the very end of it, David said, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, way back. September, yeah.
What are we going to do during the press tour? And I think you were just about to say that if I were to ask you in February, you would say,
I want him to be the leading man that he is. Like he is Superman. He's the name on the title of the movie. So I want him to, it's one of those where like you want to dress for the next job. Don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job that you want next or whatever, right? I want him to be the leading man in Hollywood, right? So I want him to be sharp coming out the gate and everyone be like, damn, like that guy looks incredible. One of those where like I want ladies to want to be with him and men to want to be him. That kind of vibe, right?
I want to be with him too.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like that's I've gotten so much feedback from like the studio and from publicists and just where like obviously like David has such a unique style for the person he is.
Unique.
And unique.
Simple.
Unique just in the sense of like he's just an old soul. Like he's
old soul. He's not wearing like 1940s high-waisted double-pleated trousers.
He might be. We got some good stuff for him.
Whoa.
We've got some really good stuff for him. I just want him to be that strong leading man that I know he has the capability to be, especially for what's about to come out. So
you were approached at some point by either David or his team that, hey, your client got the role of Superman. Heads up.
No, it wasn't even like a heads. It was just like a. But I feel like we're so close with him, where it's like we heard from him. We heard from. I'm really close from his manager, and that's where I heard it from first. So he was like, "Yo, did you see what happened?" And I was just like, "Yeah, it was." But it wasn't like a publicity situation. It was like, "Be ready to work." It's just like, "Hey, did you see what happened to one of your closest friends?"
Before I ask you my next question, which is going to prompt the next segment of this episode, I want to shoot this part really directly at David. David, we on June 16th, 2022, we shot 2 videos because I was doing my TikTok. And we shot 2 videos. One was me leading it going, hey, it's me. I'm with my boy. He doesn't want to do anything but hang out with me, yada, yada, yada. Then the second one, you promised me that if you booked Superman, you would send me that video and I would be able to post it. Because it was the one where I say, hey, what's up, folks? I'm here with my boy who's playing Spider-Man next week. And so, David, please, I'm like, it's the cap on my clout.
We want that video.
I need the video.
Well, even that day he had that. He went over to I was out of town. He went over and hung out with my wife and helped put Scotty to bed and turned to my wife and he's like, I think I got it.
Really pissing me off. That time in my life there was a lot of tension. My boy was auditioning for Superman, so I felt a lot of feelings and emotions. And David, if you can just do this one favor for me.
No, I mean, look, it's all exciting. But again, like it's such a weird, like, it's just still work for me. This is just like, I've had so much work over the past, since December. I was just talking to Lucas about it. Like, I do feel like I'm done. A lot of the heavy lifting is over. Now it's just like hopefully everything fits. All of the looks are pretty much there. There's like 24 to 25, 30 looks. Like there's a ton of stuff. There's big events and it's just making sure everything's placed correctly, making brands happy that we've committed to. I'm very confident in what we've got, that he's going to look really, really good. And he's happy. I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped, nervous, making sure. I hope logistically every baggage gets everywhere. Knock on wood. Yeah, we're hoping that's the case. Go ahead.
I want to get into the day in the life of a stylist because you have more than David as your client.
Yeah.
You have Riley Green.
Oh yeah. Well, I would say I probably have like 20,
Bros.
25 guys. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Almighty.
Well, think about like Skylar, right? Like I'm on this press tour with David, but I still have Skylar. So I've just fit Skylar to make sure he's good for the press days and the premiere. Like I had to, knowing that I was going to be gone for a month, I had to make sure all the guys that I'm not with, Luke Grimes has press coming out for Eddington. So I had to make sure that guys were set up ahead, well in advance.
When I was doing music production, I had and concocted a specific way of making a song. It started with drums, then I added some keys, then I added some like vocal background, bass, blah, blah, blah. Do you have a set in stone like itinerary on how you prep a guy for these like big time press tours? Because considering that you have 20, 25 guys, they're not all David Corenswet. They're not all Chris Hemsworth. So you obviously have to create the space for this guy, but what are your steps to figuring out what they're actually going to wear on these tours?
No, that's a good question. I think for something that's like pretty, like fairly small, obviously this is huge scale and tons of eyes are going to be on it, but I think for certain guys, it's just, I have like a full brand list of names on my notes and I'll copy and paste that, put it in a new notes app for so-and-so and be like, go through each one and be like, okay, these are the brands I can reach out to. And then I'll just delete like the ones that okay, this isn't going to fit for that person.
Are you doing this just over text message?
No, all my notes on the notes app.
But are you connecting with your client or are you connecting with their publicist?
No, the publicist or we reach out to my agent and be like, hey, so-and-so has these days. Can we just make sure that Evan's available? Can we fit on a certain day? And just making sure that I know the days for.
What role do you feel like you play? Not role, but like, do you feel like you are an important part of this process, this whole like Hollywood process? Or do you feel like you're like, you're the guy that they go, hey, can you do this really quick?
I do feel like I provide a different service than just the normal stylist. Like I don't know. I hope I provide like a positive energy to it all. Like I'm always willing to like play music and just set up an environment of like the person's relaxed when they, because there's like, think about like they're about to walk into hundreds of thousands of people like seeing an image or seeing them for the first time or seeing them on a grand scale or big scale. So it's just like making sure that they feel like, oh, I feel really good going into this. Like I'm asking if they want a drink beforehand, if they want, food or whatever. So I feel like I provide a different energy versus coming in and being all stressed out and being like, oh man, like this, I hope this look works or whatever. You just got to come in with confidence and making sure that they feel good. So I feel like I hope I'm like a bigger level than some people on the team, but essentially a stylist is pretty low on the totem pole when essentially this is the fashion podcast, right? So like, I feel like men's wear is at a really high moment, and a stylist right now is very, people need a stylist. I think so. I would hope that I'm up there in the totem pole.
I think what you said in the beginning of your response is you try to create a space or an environment where like they feel comfortable to do what they're about to do. And I go back to like Emily Zempel and Luca Kingston and Simone, I forget her double last name. But
she's still Simone Grooming in my phone.
I've seen her recently. She's great. She has a kid.
Yeah, she went in and saw you. Yes, right.
Yeah, love her so much.
She's great.
I feel like it is incredibly important to, one, create that space, but two, give yourself the space as the stylist to present yourself as a personality, because these actors and these celebrities need to feel comfortable with the people that they're working with, because in the end, 100%. Like you said, it's work.
100%.
And you can start to be friends, but like you got to be serious and you got to know who you're working with and you got to trust who you're working with.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a weird dynamic because if you think about an actor, right, they have so many people that they're paying on the pay scale, whether it be agent, manager, publicist, all that. I'm technically not on the payroll, right? The studio's paying me, so they're coming. I'm coming in as like an accessory and being like, hey, I'm just a person, kind of added on that is not to your expense, right? So you're like, I'm like chosen by this person to be there. So I think I feel like money always makes people a little funky. If someone was paying me out of pocket, I think they expect a certain, necessity out of me. But I feel like I would never take David's money ever. So it's like, I feel like he just likes having me around because he knows I'm in there for the love. He's like a brother to me. So it's like, I'm here to make him feel as comfortable as possible, And I want that to feel like for any of my clients is I'm there to be a homie to you. I'm not like, I'm working with you. I'm working for you, but I'm a friend to you most importantly,
That's the vibe that I've gotten from every explanation of your experiences with your people. Like you said that Chris Hemsworth has just a bunch of his homies as his like assistant, his manager, his whatever. Yeah. And I love the fact that you're taking that position rather than like the Law Roach position where he's a costume architect or whatever.
No, image architect.
An image architect. It's like,
I need that
that's
tattooed.
cool, and that'll work for the right celebrity. But for you, I think that you're putting yourself in a really great position, especially for sustainability.
I hope so.
Because these people these stylists who are doing like shocker moments and like what's her name? Oh, frick. The woman who wears all Comme des Garçons, Janelle Monáe.
Oh yeah.
She keeps honestly, I should take that back. Her looks on the red carpet have been sustainable. She's always done insane. I'm going off on a tangent.
I think styles her is Rachel Brosnahan style.
Hell yeah. I hope that Rachel shows up with some crazy shit. I was curious, don't you contact and keep in touch with everyone else's stylist and say, hey, is Nick wearing navy blue in the Philippines? Okay, David should wear pink. And then you can switch on the next place.
Well, what's funny is Warner Brothers we kind of talked about it earlier, Lucas, where it's like Warner Brothers wants to make it somewhat of like a Barbie moment and kind of dress them up in certain like just colors and red, blue, yellow, that kind of thing. Everything, when I got that news, everything had already been done. I'd already been talking to Brand since February. Looks wise, we'd already committed to a certain thing. So like we were already committed to what we were doing. But they made sure that we were in talks with like, because now like because no one's gonna see the movie until LA premiere. That's the one time the movie is gonna come out. So like Philippines, Rio, it's all they call them fan events. So they're just making it's all marketing, getting the movie out there, the name out there, getting David out there, Rachel. They're not big premieres, so they want to make sure that we're like all dressed up. And like talking with Rachel's stylist, Allie Mandelkorn, I think she wants to make this these red carpets big events. So I was happy to hear that because I had committed to some of these brands and making sure that David was like suited and booted for all of them. And then I've seen Nick's looks for some of the events that he's going to. Shout out him to family wise, his family's growing and so he's not going to everything. Because he's at home with,
he has children.
I will have David suited up for all of them. She's going to have Rachel really dressed up for them too. So I think we're going to be very cohesive promoting this movie. Because I mean, look, I knew who Rachel was because of obviously Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That's one of my favorite shows of all time. But unfortunately, David's name is not yet a household name, and so I want to make sure that people, when they look him up, they see these images of him and like, oh god damn, who's this guy, right? So I think that's the most important thing to us right now.
When you were originally reaching out to brands, give me a percentage. Who were you denied by and who were you accepted by?
If I probably reached out to 30 to 40 brands for like, especially custom. He's a big dude. Like we all know this. 4. We had Ralph. Ralph was he loves Ralph, all American brand. So beautiful with everything they do. I knew they were going to say yes. Honestly, low-key, I wanted them to dress him for the whole press tour. That's not likely because that would be hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. And so they helped out. Brioni was a quick yes. I love shout out Sabrina DiMaggio, who's incredible. Gucci said yes to one look, which is phenomenal. Loewe said yes. So I will get out of here. Loewe said yes. However, when we did drawings,
I fucking heard. I heard that he fucking rejected Loewe.
Well, he was like, how do we go about making them work? I'm like, I honestly don't think we can because everything they came back with, it just didn't make any sense to what we were doing. So we're not doing them. And also Dunhill. So in London, Dunhill will be everything he loved Dunhill stuff. So if I reached out to 20, 30 brands, but what's funny, as soon as that movie started getting bigger and bigger, I got more brands coming back to me. I was like, hey, we already committed to so-and-so. So we'll see. But that's where like the next movie that we know he's made and that's going to come out later in the year or at the top of the next year.
What is it, Gummo 2?
No. I know that we'll be fine because everyone obviously will know who he is. And so, so I'm not worried about that. But so yeah, literally like 10% or 5% of the brand said yes.
We keep talking about how David's not a household name. He is an actor who's existed already in this industry, right? He's certainly not a teeny tiny little name.
Right.
In the grand scheme, maybe he is, right? But for you as a stylist, because I see stylists work a lot, and it seems like it's pretty common for people to get rejected from showrooms and from, all kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
So what is your you're saying that next time in the next movie, hopefully he'll have a higher name. And so what is the threshold, I guess, for some, what is the point where you can just sort of hit anybody up? Like on your guys like Chris or whatever.
Yeah.
Can you pretty much hit anybody up or they're still going to get rejected
no matter what? There's a percentage of who the name is, what the event that they're going to. I think the event that they're going to is actually a big one. I think it's time of the year also because in reaching out for people for Skylar, if you think about right now, it's like it's fashion weeks are about to happen, right? So a lot of brands are out of town. They sent samples to whoever's going to these shows. So it's actually it's tough. So it's time of year, name, the event that they're going to. I think that has a lot to do with it.
How did you approach these brands with your vision, and how did you essentially concoct all of the final looks? I know that's a big general question, but did you have one image in mind from old Hollywood?
Yeah,
did
good question.
What was your theme? What was your idea?
No, a lot of it is what the brand is doing right now. So I would say, hey, I obviously have a huge press tour coming up with David Corenswet, who's the new Superman. Who I'm looking for a custom. He's on the bigger side. Would you rather we can discuss? David's great to communicate with. I can bounce ideas off of him. Is there a lookbook? So we basically worked off of lookbooks of hey, what do brands make, especially over the past couple of years, and what can we build off of? And Ralph was great with that. Brioni was great with that. Gucci was great with that, especially going into what Demna is about to do. So they wanted. It's kind of lucky they wanted to fit David in.
You're
Before,
no,
no, I won't.
Holy shit.
Demna is taking over at the end of the month, and this is our pre.
Okay,
But-
I will wait. I wasn't offended. I was kind of
Yeah.
excited.
No, but I'm saying like, yeah, it would have been awesome if he was wearing one of the first Demna pieces.
Holy shit! that
However,
would've
no,
been
like
cool.
Demna hasn't even entered the offices yet until the end of the month. So,
When you're given a lookbook, what's actually inside of that lookbook?
so the lookbook is basically the looks that have run the walk the runway. They can make those, especially depending on the time of year. They can
Are they
make those
digital
looks.
or physical?
Digital, physical? God damn.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to go into an office
100%.
because they only have.
Yeah. But a lot of that stuff is in New York. And they'll send a lookbook based off of the looks that they have walked the runway or that they've shot editorial purposes. Yeah, they do like their own like photo shoots with all these looks.
What
Are
about
these looks that are available to the public, or are they looks that
Eventually.
are internal
So
and sort of
looks-
showed to stylists?
So
first?
these looks will be available. I want to say Gucci's is probably available, but it's like if these custom looks, they're all like almost like one of like
that
the
was my next
colors
question. Customs.
wise.
Are you talking about when we're talking about runway looks? Are they
Yeah.
customs, or are customs a completely different entity?
I would say that some of these looks, the Ralph looks will be available in the fall. So it's kind of a perfect opportunity for people to see what David's wearing and be like, I want that look, or I want to replicate that look. That stuff will be available in the fall. Brioni's stuff was like swatches, so it was like made to measure. So we were looking at swatches, and I had him pick out like certain looks or certain pieces. I knew the colors that we wanted to get into, and then we had him pick out swatch. So I want him involved as much as possible. I think that was the big part. I can easily make these decisions for him, but he's very strong-minded, and I wanted him to like have a say, because if I would have brought him certain things, he would have been like, I don't want to wear this, right? So as long as he's involved, he'll be
you
happy.
don't get to that point.
Exactly, and that never reached the point. So I think we're all at a very good place.
So when you guys actually, once you are at a point where you have your outfits and you, or not even necessarily have your outfits, but just sort of are, you've talked to your brands and you know everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Now you're at a point where, okay, you're not communicating with these brands anymore. What is your day-to-day inspiration? You're on the road. David's going to get dressed in the morning.
Yeah.
You have this event. Like, forget about the brands. What's the actual reality of your day?
Good question. Especially the press days, junket days, where he's sitting in a chair for 8 hours and having random people come in on every 10 minutes or whatever. Very casual. My biggest thing for him is to be comfortable. So that's like just tops and trousers, nothing too dressy. You're in a hotel room somewhat, air conditioned wise. Like it's all like what's more comfortable, right? And then the next bit's like the photo call, where it's like, okay, we got to get you dressed up a little bit more, because this image will go out to the world, and especially in the Philippines. I wanted to like go heavy hitter for the Philippines and make sure people saw him for the first time and be like, this is really big.
Can you give us any hints or clues?
It's going to be really hot in the Philippines, so we're not going linen, but we're going like like Ralph's version of linen, where it's like it'll be like a nice set going into the photo call, and then a really really sick, especially when we're done with this press tour. There's a good moment in the Ralph fitting that I was kind of in awe about. And this first Ralph fan event look is really dope. Really dope. Again, it's nothing like super fashiony. That's what I want to come across. This is something that could be easily replicated from people going to weddings in the fall, or like I want this to be like really inspiring for people to see on these looks on David. Yeah.
Would you say that your ultimate goal is to sort of almost not necessarily make his looks relatable, but make him seem like somebody who can be related to?
Yeah. Because if you think about like red carpets, that we talk about this on a regular basis, like the half of the stuff that we look at, you can't replicate that. You can't do that stuff you can't go into a mall and be like, I want to look like the dude from the Tudum thing in the Tom Brown look. Like no one's making that, right? So no, I think one of the big things is in especially hearing some of these interviews with David and James Gunn is he keeps on saying Superman is the everyman, like he's the relatable to kids and everyone. He's trying to help the world.
Really, he doesn't have belly buttons or nipples.
Yeah, right. So I think that's where it comes down to, like, when we've had fittings, especially even like sometimes the publicists or sometimes people will get involved and say, oh, they want him pushing the envelope a little bit, or like, he's dressed like an old man. But like when in talking to David, he's like, he's the everyman. He's such a simple dude in a good way.
The
But
simplest dude.
but that's also Superman, you know? Like, and I feel like this is gonna be this is gonna kind of show the world that like this dude not only is a good actor, but he's just super sharp, man. What's funny is watching the trailer, and I didn't even catch it because I'm just like just a
By the way, there's like
movie.
9 trailers
So,
now.
yeah. Oh, can we be done with the trailers, goddamn? There, but like in watching the trailer, the switch between Clark Kent and Superman, I guess I noticed it. I don't know.
Can I say
but
that
people have said like that's such good acting. I'm like, cool. Yeah, I
it's
guess
all
so.
right.
Yeah, I guess that's cool. And it's a good note to have now. Yeah.
their social media marketing, I have to say,
Is it good or
I
bad?
know
Good or bad?
that David directed this clip when he went, hey, Clark, what are you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And he takes
Oh,
off his
yeah.
glasses, quick cut. I know that David did that because that's so, what's that? What's that duo that he always references?
It's also very inspired by Christopher Reeve. That is
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
a staple
'Cause
of
people have said-
Reeve's Superman.
Yeah. Which I think is great. Which I think is really
There's
which
like
is
a
awesome.
very comedic sort of style to his Clark Kent, and then when you switch into the Superman, it's like very stark.
Yeah.
Very
and,
Kafkaesque.
Obviously this is a huge moment, like, and I appreciate you asking me and showing it because I'm with the family and kids and Father's Day, everything going into this press tour. I appreciate you like asking me. This is heavy shit going
Right,
into
but
it. Yeah.
here's the final question. How do you think it's going to go?
Oh, I think
because
I'm very confident.
This episode is probably going to come out near the Philippines premiere.
Yeah.
I want to know, top to bottom, Philippines to Hong Kong, right? Is the last?
No. Philippines to LA, New York. We'll say New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Give me each look how you think it's going to do. Philippines, how's it going to go?
Oh, Philippines, I think is wait, you want like a scale in 1 to 10?
Yeah, might as well. Or a scale from to super hot.
Oh, I think I'm gonna say super hot for every single one.
What's up, what's up, everybody? Check us out for live updates of the Superman World Press Tour at manlythingspod.com. You can also follow us at manlythingspod on Instagram and TikTok. You can also email us at info@manlythingspod.com. We have a lot of information on Superman. No, we don't. We have no information.
Zero information on Superman. All the information on what David Corenswet was going to wear.
Oh, so if you have any questions, hit up our info@manlythingspod.com. We probably won't answer you.
No, we will. Of course we will. Tune in and we're very excited. Part 2 of this episode will come out, after the tour, and I will be, my eyes will be bags under my eyes and
You'll be 15 pounds lighter.
or no, I'm going to drink this whole bottle because I'm be so happy that this press tour is over.
Mm.
I love you, Superman.
I love you, babe.
This has been Manly Things.
What do they say for Superman? It's a bird. It's a plane. Sort of.